Mic check. Mic check. This is gonna have a delay. This is gonna have a delay. realize I was on mute. I said, are you serious? Do you already have your own guitar? Your English isn't that bad. What's your primary language? What language do you speak? Mm-mm. Fender. I don't know much John Mayer. I don't know many John Mayer songs. I really prefer to play originals. Like this is an original, this. I made this up. chords are what you consider to be the one in this key. E major is the one. So I'm playing an E major chord right now. I'm going to show you an E major chord. That's the one. So if I were playing the full scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 1, 2, there's the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's the 5. Here's the 1. Here's the 2. Here's the 5. Here's the 1. Here's the 2 in a different place. 5. 1. No. I'm playing on Fender everything. You've been playing for 24 years and you're 35. Sounds beautiful. Appreciate you. I've been playing for, I would say a good 18 years. And I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure it out. But I love showing people what I know. Neo soul is my favorite genre, though. So I like to play a lot of neo soul style things that just feel good. But I like playing things that sound very ambient too. shine. Some would say it's up, some would say it's down. My E string is flat. Nah, I think it was more in tune before. It might be B. There it goes. Nope. Ooh. Oh. I'm just gonna pull up a tuner. Why am I wasting time? You know what I'm saying? Tuner. This is when Paul plays guitar. Yeah, when I should be asleep. I should be asleep and I'm playing guitar. You know what that means? I gotta do better. I got to do better. Can this go away? Where's my tuner at? Can it hear me already? Yes, it can. Perfect. E string, 15-cent sharp. I'm playing nothing but originals tonight. Unless I just play a snippet of the things that y'all want to hear. But nothing but originals, nothing but originals. We up though. That still sounds out of tune. What my tuner say though? Hola. ¿Cómo está, Daniela? Not Brazil. We in the US of A. Is my mic loud enough compared to my guitar? I'm gonna raise it up a little bit. Muy bien, gracias. I'm good, thank you. This is a snippet from my song Stirred. I wrote this song in 2011. The song is called Stirred. Actually, I'll play y'all a little bit of the track to show y'all what it sounds like. I gotta go to a different, what's this called? Stirred, Paul Neal. If you look up Stirred by Paul Neal, it'll pop up on every platform: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. So I'm gonna play it really quickly. Just a little snippet. I'm not gonna play too much because I don't want us to get distracted. I could play some Nirvana, but Nirvana don't play me, so I be, you know what I'm saying? Let's do. That's all you get out of me for some Nirvana. I know most people be wanting to hear some Smells Like Teen Spirit. But I'm not really a rock player. I like to play a lot of neo soul, jazz, and I actually make music. So oftentimes when I pick up the guitar, I'm playing songs that I've made myself, such as this song that I'm about to play right now. I hope it's not too loud. This is my song. Play the bass line. This is my jam. Anywho, that's enough of that. Oop. That is my song, though. I wrote that song. I feel like there's two types of guitarists. So there's two types of musicians. Musicians who like to pick up the instrument and just let the instrument speak. They literally just they let the instrument speak. So usually I heard the instrument is an extension of your voice. You know what I'm saying? The instrument is an extension of your voice. So if that's the case, why are you repeating the same words that everybody else is saying? Unless you're a copycat. There's some people who just copy the words of everybody else. And there's some people who's out there trying to make their own sentences, tell their own stories. So that's what I do when I pick up the guitar. I play something new. I play something that I feel like would be extremely, extremely beautiful, or would express the emotions that I'm feeling at the moment when I'm playing. A lot of times whenever I hop on a live, people are always like, play this, play that, play this, play that. Don't get me wrong. I love to satisfy the things that you desire for me to play. But I don't study other people's music. Most times, I'm sitting here and I'm creating. I'm a creator. That was a challenge. I've never heard of Last Night on Earth. I probably have if I heard it. Friends in Low Places. Is that another Nirvana song? You like to learn through others, create your own type. You keep learning something new. Sorta. Is it really new though? I feel like it's only new if you're making it yourself, or if it's new to you. You know what I'm saying? If it's somebody else's recipe, then it's really not new. How does innovation come? E major. Garth Brooks. I have heard Friends in Low Places, but I don't really know it. This is a freestyle. This moment is a freestyle. Dad used to get on the election guitar. Yeah. Electric. I'm glad. I do not know Cliffs of Dover. And I'm just going to hit that translate button to see if it could translate for me. Google search. Google did not translate. What if I type the word translate in the front end? I don't speak Spanish. I know I was talking a little bit of Spanish earlier, but I don't speak Spanish. That style of notes reminds me a little bit of Cliffs of Dover. I think I kind of know it. Nah, this isn't a Strat. This is a Jazzmaster. Jazzmaster body. Telecaster everything else. No, I'm saying you really can't see it. Jazzmaster body. Telecaster configuration from the pickup to the bridge to the headstock. I'm finna show you the headstock. And on the headstock, it actually says the word Telecaster. Kind of bright, so I know it's kind of hard to see because of the focus, but I don't know if it looks any better on your screen than it does on mine. Anyway, though. Yeah, this is my favorite guitar. I named her Rosie. I wish I could learn Spanish, a little bit of it. I mean, I guess I can. It's just sometimes it's kind of challenging, especially when I don't have constant practice. I've been playing guitar for about 18 years. 18 years. So I actually have two basses. I don't know if y'all will be able to see it. I'm going to show a little bit of the studio. Sorry, rubbing all of that microphone. Two basses, one right there. The wooden one in the front and the one right behind it. I know I got this little, what you call that? Pause, iPhone camera, portrait mode on, turn it off. This one on the front end. And this cord is in the way. You can see the basis right there. Sorry, portrait mode was on. I like portrait mode because it makes my room look a little neater than what it is. Because my room not that neat, you know what I'm saying? There we go. Hopefully that didn't ruin my camera angles. Switching cameras. Yeah, ever so slightly. Okay, switching cameras again. There we go. Good enough. That's not a ukulele. One of my students bought me that. It was Teacher Appreciation Week, so they got it from the dollar store. It doesn't play real notes. I don't even really think it tunes. Oh, it does. Yeah, I'm just gonna put that down. They wrote my name on it and everything. It says, "Thank you, Mr. Paul Neal." How adorable. I'm grateful. So I teach high school guitar in Georgia. I have about 170 students learning guitar underneath me. And they are a headache. I actually have to go. I got to be at work in 6 hours. So I should probably be asleep because I'm getting tired thinking about it. But they tire me out. I would much rather be playing for YouTube all day long. Yeah, 170. So I have 20 in my first period, none in my second, about 50 in my third period, and about 50 in my fourth period. So that's 120. But then I have an after school program where I have about 50 people roughly in the after school program. So some of them are repeat students, meaning they've taken my class a year before, but it's 170 every different semester. So yeah, guitar. I do guitar all day for a living. So I play guitar, I teach guitar. I'm a full-time guitarist and guitar educator. Outside of guitar, I also play other instruments like piano a little bit, drums a little bit. I sing in the shower whenever they, you know what I'm saying, when I sound the best in the shower. I produce, engineer, songwrite, music all day long, perform. I was just in Salt Lake City earlier last week for a gig. Usually I have gigs lined up where I'm performing maybe like once a week. And if I'm not performing, I'm street performing. So I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all, if y'all have ever seen my live streams, you've seen me on the side of the street or underneath the bridge or on a bridge or something of that nature, playing on the side of the road. That's usually how I'm able to continue getting gigs and continue getting opportunities and visibility. But I've been exploring the live streaming realm and performing for viewers like you, where I can touch internationally and I'm not just playing locally anymore, but I'm starting to get people from Brazil watching, or people from all over the world watching. So I don't really have much of a opinion on other musicians or other artists or things of that nature. When I tell you I'm very focused and I stay in my own lane, that's literally what I do all day long. Like outside of teaching, I'm playing my instrument. Outside of playing my instrument, I'm teaching. And if I'm not doing either of the two, more than likely I'm trying to relax. So I don't get on social media. I don't listen to other people's music. I'm probably watching some superhero TV show or something. That way I could just completely uh how do I put it? Dismiss all of the things that are heavy on my mind. You usually play love songs. I only know like a few love songs. The first love song that I think about, or the first love song that comes to mind whenever I'm thinking about playing a love song, is everybody's favorite beginner guitar love song. Daniel Caesar. There's another one by Music Soul Child. But I'm afraid I don't know how. 'Cause there's a possibility that you look at me differently, love. pretty chord. It's not a chord that's often used. I'll take a small request as long as I know it. What you got for me? But I have a small request too. Can I play Praise Jar in the Moonlight? Praise Jar in the Moonlight. Just because you asked, and just because you're watching, I will learn that song really quickly. Praise Jar in the Moonlight, YG Marley.
And I shine for all. But I in some people world get that by shining at all. These roads of flames are catching a fire. Showed you I love you call me a liar. Oh no, no, no.
My bad. Reggae. It does sound like the Isley Brothers, doesn't it? This is an Isley. This is Do for Love. What you won't do for love. You tried anything, but you won't give up. You're in my world, only you. What you do for love, what I would not do. I'm going to sleep in like 10 minutes. Just so that I can say I was live for an hour. Ooh. I want to play some more originals. What time is it where y'all are? Every breath you take. Every breath you. Yeah, I don't know that one. 12:35. Yeah, it's 1:35 where I am. Nah, you don't have to be embarrassed with all that. Just be original, like Paul said. Be original. Be original. 12:05 p.m. Oh. Yeah, it's 1:35 in the morning where I am. Not you know lucky day. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I have class tomorrow too. I'm getting off this live in 5 minutes. I just like to stay live for at least 60 minutes. Just to say that I was live for an hour. But you could tell I'm tired. You could tell I'm tired. I don't know, it's you by Lucky Day. It's like I might, but I probably don't. How am I out of tune already again? I need some locking tuners. Indeed, the pleasure's mine. And if you're actually interested in learning guitar, like I teach guitar all day long. I told y'all I teach 170 students, but I'm trying to shift the amount of hours that I put online. I mean, the amount of hours that I put in person to being online instead. So If you are interested in learning guitar or just getting resources about guitar or doing anything, or just even supporting me, I highly encourage you all to check out my Patreon. It's the same name as my channel name, Paul Neal Music. If you click on my Patreon, I have resources specifically for my supporters. You know what I'm saying? Like I created a whole dictionary for guitar. Kind of looks like this, if it'll load. Yep. Literally like a dashboard with a plethora of resources. You know what I'm saying? And one of those resources are particularly a dictionary. So if I were to click here and then click here, you'll literally see all of the things that, one moment. I got to make sure this looks right. You'll see all of the things that I be teaching when it comes to guitar. Like these are like, I made this dictionary myself. A whole list. A few of them are like still need to be added, but these are things that I'm thinking about as I'm like playing and teaching. But like a list and what they're also related to, like they're related words and everything. And this is one of the resources that I give on my Patreon, as well as like a checklist of guitar concepts that you should know. This is accessible on my Patreon, like a whole bunch of terms. I know it doesn't look right on a vertical screen, but if you saw it on a horizontal screen, it would look better. But these are the type of things that I teach all day long. So if you are interested in learning, then, check it out. Anyway, though, enough about that. I am very grateful for all of you all listening to me play, even if you aren't interested in actually learning guitar. A7 with an A major 7. What's the difference? Glad you asked. So an A7 is a dominant chord. An A major 7 is a major chord. So you would have to know the scale degrees in order to understand the differences between those. Let me show you that within my dictionary. That way you could actually see a slight reference. Dominance. A dominant chord is an extended chord that uses the major triad, so the 1, the 3, and the 5, but then they add a dominant 7th, which is a minor 7th. So imagine hearing a major triad as I play it on this screen instead. The major triad, 1, 3, 5. Here's the octave, 1, 3, 5. If I were to add a minor 7 on there, it'd be 1. I don't know why I just switched back. Oh, no, it didn't. 1, 3, 5. Flat 7. That's a dominant 7. And ignore the gang signs that I'm throwing up. Guitarists usually don't play it when we're playing like chords. We usually don't play things linearly. We play them spread. So that was a weird way of playing it, because we don't usually play it in the order of 1, 3, 5, flat 7. That's dominant. Here's major 7, 1, 3, 5. The normal 7 in the major scale. So that's a major 7. That's a dominant 7. Now, whenever we're playing these actual chord shapes, we don't play it like that. That's a major 7. That's a dominant 7. Or a different way of playing it. Major 7. Oop. Dominant 7. One other ways of playing it. Major 7. Major 7. Dominant 7. Now, I usually like to do a chord progression that includes both whenever I'm teaching people both of them. So I do major 7, dominant 7, major triad, minor triad. So here's it in the key of C, major 7. And I do it in 6/8. Here's dominant. The major triad is over the 4 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Take it to the minor. I'm gonna do it again. Major 7 over the 1 chord. Dominant. questions. Y'all would start asking questions when I'm ready to go to sleep. But I'm going to answer your questions because I love questions. When you're soloing, how do you connect a scale with chord tones? As I listen more, I really like to have a solo that has more melodic lines. Oh, yeah. Anytime for the answers to the questions, Green Building. That's a weird, interesting, I wouldn't say weird. That's a really interesting channel name, by the way. Green Building. Is that like a band name or something? But when I solo, how do I connect scale with chord tones? So the thing about scales and chord tones, those are one and the same. Like, chord tones stem from the scales. In order to know your chords, you have to know your scales. Like, even your caged chords, this open C chord, when I'm playing this open C major chord, this chord right here. Another string out of tune. When I'm playing this C chord, when I'm playing the C chord, I'm playing the C major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. I'm playing the 1, the 3, and the 5, and then the 1. So just playing that alone, like the chord is playing notes from the scale. So in order to know your chords, you gotta know your scales. And then just learn things that connect those chord tones together. So if I'm playing like a C major chord, I can just play that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 7. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 2. And that's me playing over the same chord over and over again. You know what I'm saying? All I did was play was the C chord over and over and over again. And I'm playing notes in between it. Any notes from the scale in between it. It may not sound the most musical at first until you start to connect the dots of what are you trying to say. So the instrument is an extension of your voice. So what are you trying to sing? What are you trying to play? What are you trying to say when you are actually playing these chord tones? You know what I'm saying? But eventually I plan on releasing a series of licks that you can understand from certain chord shapes. So if you get comfortable with all your different chord shapes, meaning like knowing that this is a C chord and this is, and lost my track. This is, and this is, and this is, back to the top, all over again. If you get comfortable with all those different chord shapes and you learn a lick, you can play that same lick over all of the different chord shapes. So let's say the chord shape was the lick was 1, 2, 3. Different shape. Up an octave. Different shape. Up an octave. Different shape. Oop. Up an octave. Different shape. Different shape. Or up an octave. So that's how you get good at it. And Gizmo, I is be sleepies. Everybody in this live has heard me say it. I'm tired like 5 times. But bends, get lighter gauge strings. Got some strings right here. Regular, light gauge. If you get light gauge, they're easier to bend. If you got medium, if you got heavy, they're harder to bend. They a little more painful. You know what I'm saying? But I would say practice muting. That's a technique that a lot of beginners or beginner guitarists do not really do often. And that's when you mute the unwanted strings. So although I'm playing the fifth fret of the D string, I will lay down my finger so that it's already covering strings, what you call it? 3, 2, and 1. So if I wanted to play, I'm strumming all 4 strings. And I could even use this part of my index finger. This part. Is it in the screen? Yeah. This part, like closer to my nail, to touch the string above it. So right now, I'm strumming all 6 strings. And there's a song, a rock song. That song requires a lot of finger leaps that you're doing. You might happen to strum the wrong string when you're doing that. And it actually sounds thicker when you're strumming the wrong string, or like strumming unwanted strings. But if you're using your left hand to mute those strings, it gives it that much more of an accent. It gives it that much more of a push. Because it's different playing. Don't get me wrong, that's very tight. It's very neat. But it's different. Strumming all 6 strings, like that's a different feel. You know what I'm saying? So anyway though, I'm learning solos recently, but I want to learn theory so I can get a good start. Gizmo, please sign up for my Patreon. I don't really like beg people to sign up to my Patreon, but like I'm literally teaching theory. I was actually just showing people one of the resources that I just posted on my Patreon. Like this is a whole dictionary that I made for guitarists, literally named Dictionary for Guitarists. And it has a bunch of terms that I've made, but it literally has connect the dots terms. So right here, of course, all you see is 7 terms. But if I scroll all the way down, 122 terms, it says it at the bottom. Literally just a bunch of different music theory related things. And music theory is nothing but the way how you communicate. So it's better if you have the knowledge so that you can communicate with the accurate terminology. You know what I'm saying? Of course, there's some music theory concepts that you'd have to practice. But some music theory concepts you just really have to learn and understand what you're saying when you're saying it. That way you can accurately communicate with others, accurately communicate to other guitarists or other musicians, not just guitarists. But yeah, please sign up for my Patreon. My Patreon's free. I have a free membership tier. It's free. Like there should be no reason why people don't sign up for it other than just putting in their email and they're lazy. You know what I'm saying? But I do have paid tiers on Patreon too if you do want to support me. A $5 tier per month where you can get access to more resources instead of just the free resources. A $15 tier where you're really going to get the resource of all resources. Like I'm going to like dive into that. A $50 tier where I teach private lessons online. And I have about like 6 private lessons, 6 online private lesson students. And then the $200 tier. And the $50 tier is 1 private lesson a month. The $200 tier, you get all like the private lessons you want in the month. So 1 per week to be more specific. But last question. Yes, I memorized the fretboard. In order to memorize the fretboard, you got to learn the chromatic scale, learn all 12 notes. It's easy to know all 12 notes. And let me do it like this. That way I can show you better than I could do it. So yeah, I know you're looking at the screen of how you see it right now, but I'm going to open up one more platform. And this is a platform called Canva. I use it all the time whenever I'm teaching my private lessons on the internet because they got this whiteboard feature, and I'm a fan of the whiteboard feature. Hold on, it ain't pop up. Why didn't it pop up? Log in. Log me in. The guitarist whiteboard. Cool. Sorry, I know y'all looking at this dictionary still, but one moment. I'm waiting on Canva to pop up. Display capture. Sorry. I don't want y'all seeing the entire. There we go. Canva. Boom. Okay. Horrible view. It was a decent view. I'm going to go back to where I was. Okay. I know you're not able to see everything, but one moment I'm zooming in on it. I just got to make sure I can see what you see. Do you see what I see? Anywho. Yeah, let me drag this down. Boom. No, move. And make it bigger. I lost the visual. Where you at? There we go. Okay. Let me show you. There's only 12 notes when it comes to music. These are the 12 notes right here. 7 letters of the musical alphabet, which is A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and then it repeats. B and C are going to be right next to each other every single time. I'm just going to make this a different color just so that you know that. B and C and E and F are going to be right next to each other every single time. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, and then it repeats. Now, in between these notes, in between A is A sharp, also known as B flat. These are the same things. So if you look at it on the fretboard as you see it above, I'm going to make it slightly smaller. A, this will be A sharp right here. B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp. So literally all of these notes are the open string, first fret, second fret, third fret. Like this is open, first fret, second fret, third fret is C, fourth fret is C sharp, fifth fret is D. And if you started from D and did the same thing, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, like it doesn't matter where you start from. So if I got rid of this last A, it just goes in a sequence. So after G is A and it literally repeats. So it doesn't matter where you start from. Understanding the chromatic scale will just help you truly learn all of the notes when it comes to music. So let me show you one more resource when it comes to that. And instead of showing y'all piece for piece, I'm going to show you the entire screen because I was trying to just show you one app. Nah, let me show you the entire screen. That way you could pick up what I'm putting down. Oh, you were typing in the chat. Yes, memorize the fretboard. Yes, like the writing, the higher the vocabulary, the better. Yes, because music is a language. Music is literally a language. And in order to get good at any language, you have to know how to read it, how to write it, how to speak it, and how to identify it. So by identify, I mean like when you hear certain things, like if people start speaking in scale degrees, or if people start playing music and you're able to use your ear to understand it, that's identification. You know what I'm saying? Speaking is technically playing. Reading, you know how to read music. It's just reading either the music staff or tablature for guitar. And writing it, you got to learn how to write your own charts. But that's a tangent. I'm not going to go into that tangent. Let me share my screen properly. So going back to this, finna change display into full screen display. I know you really can't see much, but I'm going to open up Safari. Looking at the chat. Sorry. I'm trying to open up one app, musictheory.net. And I got to see what y'all see. I don't know why my screen keeps disappearing. There we go. Moves this to the side that way. I know what I'm looking at. Go back. If you go to this website right here, this is called musictheory.net. I don't know why I just did that. Sorry. It don't say it when I zoom out. There we go. Now that boom, you see it at the top. Musictheory.net. They do have apps for the cell phone. It's called Tenuto, and it teaches you music theory lessons. The Tenuto app looks like that. But if you go to the web, Tenuto costs money. If you go to the website, it's free. If you go to the website, you can click on exercises right here. And when you click on exercises, there's a lot of different exercises that you can see. Note identification, keyboard and key signature identification, scale degree identification, all the things. But the reason why I love it, especially for guitar, ear training and fretboard identification. So you can use the fretboard note identification to help practice what notes you see. So I have my students, I told them earlier that I teach 170 students a day, really every semester. C sharp, D sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp. You can visually see I'm gonna slide this over and I'm gonna move my face out the way. Sorry, I gotta move my face. Wrong thing, move the wrong thing. I'm just gonna hide my face. There we go. You can visually see all of the notes of the fretboard. So there goes G. And if you remembered, all the notes except E and F are right next to each other, and B and C are right next to each other. So you would just go G. The letter after that is not A because it's not right next to each other. There's one note in between, which is G sharp. E is the open string. And let me shift this over that way you can see the open strings. E is the, get out the way. E is the open string. F would be right here because E and F are right next to each other. One note higher would be F sharp. So practicing this, I used to get rid of social media off my phone and literally just practice note identification or just like fretboard identification, just like all of these concepts just so that I could truly get better at guitar. That was one thing that I truly cared about. And I know a lot of people should care about it, but they don't. They don't spend their time fully investing in this. So if you're interested in investing in it, then go for it. Oh, a lot of questions. Like how open E is the same as the 7th fret. Yes. It's always going to be the same order. Sort of. Oh, you were asking more above that. Yeah, for sure. Where can I find the Patreon name or link? It's in the description of this live stream, but it's also the name of this channel. So patreon.com/Paul Neal Music is the name of the Patreon. Oh, you found it. I should have just kept reading. And flats and minors in between. Minors technically don't count for this. Flats and sharps in between. Now, there is a thing called minors, but usually that's related to chords or scale degrees. If we're replacing the scale letter name or the note letter name with numbers instead, meaning like a major second above C or a minor second or things of that nature. But flats and sharps are what we were talking about. So yeah, low E and the 7th fret of A are both the notes E. And if you go up one fret, the 8th fret of A or the 1st fret of E, both of those are F. So it's very beneficial to just like keep up with all of these things. And yeah, you can read tablature all day, but theory, that's why I've created the dashboard. So now I really got to give y'all a whole rundown of like the thing that I want to, another thing for another day. I've created like a digital resource, like a notebook, if you will. If you check out my last YouTube short, you'll see a glimpse of what I'm talking about. But I've created a dashboard of guitar resources that I just know will be extremely beneficial. It's like a notebook for guitar. So if you check out that dashboard, or once you gain access to the dashboard, join the wait list or join the Patreon, or just take private lessons with me. I'll give you access to the dashboard in advance, or join the wait lists. I might give it out for free depending on if I can crowdfund it enough, but it's definitely I'm going to give access to my $15 tier of my Patreon. So I don't know who else is going to have access afterwards. I'm still thinking things over. I feel like memorizing chords and voicings and or notes by ear would be most difficult, but very rewarding. Definitely. Musictheory.net. That's the website for it. Only way to get better at picking is by challenging yourself to play things that aren't the most comfortable. I actually feel like the spider exercise is a great exercise to get better at picking. And I made a video on this channel. I think it's called Guitar Exercises You Need to Know, or it says 5 guitar warm-ups or something like that. It's not the one that says more guitar exercises, but it's the one that just says guitar exercises. If you check out that video, I give a bunch of different exercises that will help you with your left hand, but if you just hone in on the right hand and play it to a metronome, it'll help you with your right hand too. I think the third exercise that I teach on there is called the spider exercise. That's a good exercise to help practice picking accuracy, because you're going to be switching strings, like string 2, then string 1, string 2, 1, string 2, 1, string 2, 1, string 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1 to 6, 1. And as you open up to both of the E strings, like low pitch E to high pitch E, then it goes string 6 to 2, and then string 6 to 3, and so on and so forth. So I promise you, like, check out the videos on this channel, check out my Patreon, ask me any questions anytime, except now because I gotta be up in like 4 hours, and I need to get at least a little bit of shut eye in order to be able to function tomorrow. So I do appreciate the questions, and I would love to answer y'all questions all night long. But I'm just gonna call it. I'm calling it quits. I'm going to sleep at this point. But thank you so much for joining the live. Join the Patreon, join the community, subscribe to the channel. Peace out.